boys grow up effeminate, homosexual, or just completely lost in the sauce, can't even survive their environment and die before the age of 25, right? They got the old song. They say I wasn't supposed to make it past 25. The joke's on you. We still come on. That's fucking sad. And a lot of the times they're raised by single black women. So we got to provide some nuance.
Now, you guys saw those comments, and what you saw was Black women doing what they do as usual, engaging in this push and pull. And what that is where Black men in situations where they see an article encouraging Black women to go somewhere, they will pretend temporarily to value Black women. They will throw out the false data that the Black man is the best option for Black women, although he's literally proven that he's the worst option. They'll tell Black women that.
And lovely Lux, I pray that you click the link and call into the panel because we need to have a conversation. Now you're talking about, okay, then if Black women are so bad, then that's another reason why not to birth them. Black men are a lot of things. Black women are a lot of things. But I will fall on the sword and say Black women are a whole lot more ruthless. Black women know where to cut you and how to cut you deep. What kind of ruthless shit are you talking about? You know what? For all the bashing of Black women the manosphere has done, for all the bullshit stereotypes that the manosphere has promoted about Black women, guess what? I never heard them saying, "Hey, Black men, you shouldn't have babies that turn out to be Black women. You shouldn't have Black female children." I ain't never heard the manosphere speak no Margaret Sanger, Nazi eugenicist, Planned Parenthood fuck shit like that. But you Black woman is in the chat talking some cash money shit about going a whole generation without conceiving, to talking about, oh, just don't birth Black babies. They just born inherently hating the mothers. What are y'all talking about? Make it make sense. And hold on, I clicked something on accident. Let me go back to your comment because I wasn't done with you yet. I wasn't through. Uh, what's your name again? Where are you? Oh, the chat is moving so fast. The chat is moving so goddamn fast. Hold up a minute. I'm gonna find it. Here we go. Okay, then if Black women are so bad, then that's another reason. God damn it! For all the shit the manosphere has done, they ain't never talked about Black women need to stop birthing Black women. Black women need to take a break from birthing Black women for a generation, so all these thoughts and OnlyFans whores and Rashid Shaniquas can get scrubbed out of our genetic line and shit. I ain't heard them speak no genocidal shit like this. So come on. Come on. You Black women gonna have to hold the L on this one.
80% of Black men are married to Black women when most Black men don't even get married. 80% of Black men are not married. The minority of Black men get married. 80% of Black men are not married to Black women. 80% of Black men are not even married. However, Black women drink that up like it's a cup of Kool-Aid because they want to believe Black men's nonsense. So in order to try to seem like they're pulling Black women close to them, they'll quote these incorrect data. But then when Black women come and start talking about, I can never.
Although it's a fringe community, you goddamn divestors be calling Black men bullet bags. Y'all be up on panels with white supremacists shucking and jiving and tap dancing for Zaddy. And while we do see some of that with the Black men in our community, we don't see it so overtly like I mean the tethers, yes, but the foundational Black American men, we don't see them snuggle. I mean, even with the Pearl situation, even with the men who came out and caped and defended Pearl, that wasn't as egregious as some of the shit you divestors is up there talking to these white supremacist neo-Nazis, talking about, yeah, you Black women got to get out the way when the bullets start flying. And y'all like, yes, daddy, whatever you say. Y'all be on some fuck shit. Come on. I got balance on my channel. I got balance. I see both sides. I'm a Libra, goddammit. Y'all ain't pulling the wool over my eyes.
Be with the white man. There's just no way. I love my black king, which is what you saw in the comment section. Then black men engage in the same narrative, the same pushing away that they do, i.e., the struggle bandit running off how nobody wants them, how she's the biggest single mother, yada, yada, yada. And because black women want black male approval more than they want life, they believe it. But they just look silly because at the end of the day, the data is the data. It is what it is. Struggle bandits can lie, numbers don't. Black men want to crush any opportunity, any possibility.
And I want to address this. Production Inquiry says the Black American men are actually killing black women in real life. Where? I know there are niche examples, but I know you guys like to spout some bullshit talking about a black man kills a black woman every 4.5 hours. That's been debunked. The math ain't mathing on that. So where? I mean, if we really want to call a spade, if we really want to get into it, um, black women kill way more black men than black men could ever kill black women because y'all is a number one demographic at Planned Parenthood, giving up your babies, aborting your babies. And hey, I know the history of racism and redlining and segregation and Jim Crow, and I know the societal. I know what forces have worked behind the scenes to make that a reality, but we still got to call a spade a spade. Y'all aborting babies like a motherfucker. So for y'all to be in my chat talking about going a generation without birthing babies and this without what the y'all already killing babies left and right. Your body, your choice, though, huh?
Of black women feeling like she has other options. And these silly black male worshipers are going to abide by that. They're going to submit to that because they have low self-esteem. So they'll be delusional and they'll post pictures of them being married, knowing we already know by the data that you're not happily married. We already know you settled. You settled because you wanted black skin, but you're not getting a man. So the only person who's left here looking clownish is black women because the world already knows how black men are. Black men are not going to convince anybody other than black women that they're doing something, that they've built something, that they have some progress. The only person who's going to listen to that is black women, and that's because black women are black male worshipers. But let's
Alo says, so you don't see all these baby daddies killing their baby. I do see the stories in the news, but it's not it's not of epidemic proportions. And if y'all want to play tit for tat with the stats, I would say I wholeheartedly agree that black women abort more black babies, more black male babies specifically, than black men kill their baby mothers. But y'all don't want to talk about that. And for y'all who are talking about, oh, but they're in the clinic alone, where's the father? They chose to fuck Pookie. They chose to overlook the nerdy black guy who maybe played lacrosse and had a scholarship and was going so. They chose the thug and loving, and they got what they chose. And then they're gonna kill the baby as a solution for making a wrong decision. Come on now. Can nobody refute the statistics? Black women abort more black baby boys than black men are out here killing their baby mamas.
Let's get back to the article. It says, and these mismatched relationships contribute to African Americans having the highest divorce rate of any racial group. In fact, black women are the only demographic to have a higher divorce rate than marriage rate. So that means literally you are more likely to be divorced and miserable than you are to have a happy marriage. But black women still want to be delusional and they still want to give their power to derelict struggle bandits. They still want to run around overvaluing marriage, but still think that they can just swap out.
Stephanie says, man used poisoned yogurt and fan milk to kill pregnant girlfriend at son. Doesn't that sound like a goddamn rare occurrence? Put a 1 in the chat if this is the first time you heard some shit like this. A black baby daddy used milk and yogurt to kill his pregnant girlfriend. Put a 1 in the chat if this sounds like some niche example. If this sounds like some shit that you don't never hear regularly on the news or nothing, but we know that it's regular for y'all to go get them abortions. So what are we talking about? Y'all can pull out fringe example after niche example. that don't refute the rate that y'all are aborting babies.
The race of the man, and it's going to be a solution, and it's not. You have to change the fact that you have no standards, no boundaries, and no expectations, and the fact that you have spent your time showing the world full of men that you will settle for anything. You're going to have to do something to change that if you really want a different experience. It says a bit more than a decade ago, I published a book, Is Marriage for White People, that examined the decline in marriage across American society and especially among African Americans, and focused in particular on the predicament of Black women. The book raises the possibility that Black women like Harrison Brown Jackson would do well to open themselves to partnering with men who are not Black. After all, Black men appear to have no problem marrying out. That same Pew report revealed they are twice as likely as Black women to have a non-Black spouse. So this is definitely detailing Black male worship. I think Ralph Richard Banks just didn't know how to put it in the correct term. But basically, Ralph Richard Banks is saying, I wrote a book a decade ago called Is Marriage for White People? And even after that book came out, Black women are still worshiping Black men, even though Black men are showing disloyal, and they're twice as likely as Black women to marry out, despite not having any resources, despite not having any wealth, despite not having anything to offer any woman except for his Blackness, poverty, abuse, disrespect, and being the baby mama. Black men are still.
And for anybody wanting receipts, you can simply do a Google search. What percentage of abortions are Black women? The Gutmaster Institute says Black women get 5 times more abortion than white women. Another institute, the Right to Life Michigan, says that Black women are 3 times more likely than white women to get abortions. So don't be out here. Hey, just like I can say a lot of men are not career driven or successful financially, we can also call a spade and say y'all be getting a whole lot of abortions.
They have no problem marrying out.
We don't think that getting attention from Black guys gives you a status of some sort. If you get attention from the white guys, you do have the status more than if you get attention from Black guys.
As a man, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that.
Well, as a woman who gets attention and who grew up in a white culture.
And apparently Cynthia G puts this video at most of the start of her live streams. And I respect it. I think a lot of Black men need to wake up to this, especially as a man who's dated damn near every culture imaginable. A lot of Black men don't realize that white women, Jewish women, Hispanic women, when they get with us, that's not seen as a badge of honor for their community. If anything, they're seen as rebellious, they're shunned, they're ostracized. Nobody in their community is like, oh yeah, you bagged the Black man. So for you dudes who are really anti-Black women and really on your whirling and swirling, at least be aware that they people don't fuck with you.
No problem marrying out.
She might fuck with you. She might fuck on you. Mommy and daddy don't want you home over there. They people ain't really rocking with you. Come on.
We don't think that getting attention from Black guys gives you a status of some sort. If you get attention from the white guys, you do have the status more than if you get attention from Black guys.
As a man, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree with that.
Well, as a woman who gets attention and who grew up in a white culture more than a Black culture, I'm going to tell you that getting attention from Black guys is not a badge of honor if you're white.
Okay.
And I'm white.
You are white.
Yes.
Hey guys, so I wanted to come on here and talk about this disturbing story involving
And this is what these women in the chat talking about. Cynthia G, just like Kevin Samuels and Fresh and Fit, highlight the most niche, deplorable, ratchet ass examples of Black women, right? Cynthia G and her people go out of their way to highlight the most ratchet, deplorable, degenerate versions of Black men out there. And I can't hate on it. To each their own. There needs to be a light side and a dark side. There's a yin and there's a yang. So for y'all to be so prominent and doing your thing in the manosphere for damn near a decade, I can't blame the women when they take a page out of your own playbook.
Another struggle bandit who decided to do something very despicable to his own child. And we've been seeing a lot of this happening. We've been seeing Black men basically sending their kids' mother to meet their makers and then talking about it on Facebook Live. We've been seeing stories of Black men using their own children as human shields. We've been seeing Black men basically send both their baby's mom and their children to meet their maker. So they're doing every single thing that they possibly can. And what's not happening is the realization and acceptance of this from Black women. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm acknowledging that there's a lot of Black women who are coming to the realization of who Black men are, but there isn't enough. And I understand that this is centuries and generation of Black male worship and conditioning, basically brainwashing you to believe that Black men are kings who are just captured and put in oppression. These men love their families, they're commitment oriented.
I mean, come on, we have to look at these things with some nuance, but there are a lot of Pookies and Ray Rays within our community. There is that baby boy adage, that cuddling and protecting the fragile ego of the Black male.
If they really want to be with Black women, they've done everything to build up the community, but men of no color just won't let them win. That's what you've been brainwashed to believe. You've been brainwashed to believe that Black men were in the home, but the government came and took them out because Black women.
And Zandria says it's better for Black women to get abortions than to be single mothers. So Zandria, I have to ask you, were you raised consistently in a 2-parent household? I'll wait. I'll even start my elevator music while I wait. Were you raised consistently from birth to age 18 in a dual parent? Andrea says yes. And that makes a lot of sense for you to make that comment. You speak from your own personal lived experience. I'm sure there's plenty of people in the chat who were raised by single mothers who were glad that their mother didn't fucking murder them because their dad wasn't going to be around. Put a 1 in the chat if you come from a single mother and you're grateful to be alive right now and you're grateful that your mother didn't murder you just because it was hard for her to take care of her fucking obligations. I'll wait. Come on. Oh, I see some 1s in the chat. Yeah. And again, I'm even more of a rarity that I was raised by a successful single father. So, I mean, I speak from a whole different experience, but come on, I see a lot of people in the chat raised by single mothers, and they're very, very grateful to be alive and to experience this thing that we call life and all of its mysteries. But I digress.
Said she wanted welfare over this good, hardworking man, but we know that that's not true. And since there's very few people who are dedicated, both male and female, definitely not male, to getting Black women to understand the reality of who Black men are, this awakening process is very slow, in my opinion, because we have too many situations and stories like this to draw from that really shows who Black men are. It really shows what their priorities are, what they value, what they don't value. Black women are at the top of what they don't value. But at the end of the day, this will continue if we don't start realizing and understanding who Black.
And thank you, Melanin Runs Through My Veins, for all the women talking real reckless in the chat. Oh, so it's better to be a single mother than to have an abortion. No, it's better to close your fucking musty legs to begin with. You can't get pregnant if you ain't out having it's 2023. You acting like there ain't 1,000,001 fucking condoms, contraceptives, and we got all the access to condoms and contraceptives that we never had before in the history of mankind, and y'all still can't have some womb control? Really? Y'all still can't control who you let in your vagina, unprotected, nut and all? Really? Y'all that disgusting? Y'all that for the streets that you can't have some control, some autonomy over your fucking emotions and your sexual conquest? Well, what the fuck kind of sense does this make?
Men really are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys read over the details of this story. You guys see the thumbnail. This involved literally this beautiful little Black girl who was sent to meet her maker over child support. And see, listen, People can sit up here and criticize when I say don't give birth to their children, but at the end of the day, they're showing you why you shouldn't be giving birth to their children. So before I get into this and let you guys read over what happened, I want to give a shout out and thanks to everyone
who was responsible for putting on a condom. Who's responsible for making sure that the dick that they allow to go inside their orifice has a fucking condom on? Really? Why are you allowing somebody to go in you raw? Who's responsible for putting a condom on? Who's responsible for making sure there's a condom on the penis that's being inserted inside them? Where is the fucking accountability? Jesus Christ. I can hold men accountable. I spoke about the Pookies and the Ray Rays and the degenerates, and y'all can't even have some sexual accountability. Y'all is that loose with the pussy? Y'all is that promiscuous? Really? God damn it. Good Lord. God Lord, I ain't never hitting it raw with a black woman again if this is how y'all moving. God damn. Talk about an STD infestation. This is how loose with the coochie, y'all. I'm making a joke. I'm not trying to generalize, but what the fuck? Who's responsible for putting on, who's responsible for who they allow in their body?
Who send me content. If you want to contribute to the content on the channel, you can do so by emailing me. The email is in the description box and pinned to the comment section. Thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel. When you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to all notifications so you will know every time I go live.
Hold on for a second. Let's do a quick segue because there's another thing that I wanted to cover. Again, right now we're still on the topic of things that I feel that Cynthia G is correct on in her analysis. And let's go ahead and get on into this next one. She's going to speak about how some black men glorify and glamorize white women like Marilyn Monroe.
And I agree with you. They will not go for like a regular, sister that maybe dark skin or whatever that would want to marry them and be good to them. They want to go for like the IG model types because you could see it by the millions of followers. Yes, Dallas, Texas. And you can see by the millions of followers that, that they have, the majority of them are men. It's what they're craving. And if those women, find a white man or even a black man that's not dumb, you would see a lot of hate coming from it. So I just think there's a lot of truth to what you're saying, and collectively, we you're right. That's what I can say.
Right. So my thing is that tell me one more time why if black men are saying they want a submissive, feminine woman who will cooperate, like a lot of the times they're not even talking about her skin tone or how she looks. Like even in the video that I played in the beginning, he ran off this gambit on the undesirable characteristics of the women that he don't want. But there are black women out here advertising submission, advertising that they will be in polygamous relationships and share him, talking about being in a woman's place, but these women are single. Black men are not selecting these women. So I want to know, why are black men not selecting these submissive women? Like, why are you chasing women that you know are not going to submit to you, that's going to have high expectations? Why are you chasing those women when you're saying you want someone submissive?
Again, she's bringing up a very valid point for you swirling brothers, for you passport bro dudes. I mean, are you really going after these women because you think that they're a better option, or is it really just your vitriol for black women?
I want to bring up a point and then you let me know if I'm right or not. I think like when you see women with makeup and stuff, like I don't know how I can't speak of, yes, I'm Trinidadian. Yes, I don't know how all like if you look at women with makeup and weave and all of that stuff, like the real pretty doused out ones on Instagram and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. To me that's very feminine looking to me. I don't care about the weave and makeup and all that business, but to me that looks very feminine and girly, model-like, the Marilyn Monroe look, the lashes, the glamour. So to me, if anything,
let me ask you, hold on, go back, rewind. Why would you use Marilyn Monroe?
And he talking like a tether. He said Marilyn Monroe with the lashes and the glamour. I mean, hey, I be swirling time and time again myself, and even I don't think of Marilyn Monroe as a pinnacle of beauty standards. I mean, this dude got to be a tether.
Monroe, as the example.
Okay, all right. So I'm sorry, not Marilyn Monroe.
No, I just want. Hold on. No. I want you to ask yourself, why is it that when a woman who is an example of feminine comes up, why is it this white woman, Marilyn Monroe?
Because she had personified back in those times the glamour look, with
There were no black women during that time who were feminine that you could reference?
Like Dorothy.
Right. A lot of people reference Dorothy Dandridge.
Let's keep it a buck. Marilyn Monroe was just pedestalized and fetishized because she was one of the first open public white thoughts. She was one of the first ratchet white bitches out there publicly, fucking on presidents and their brothers and everybody.
But she didn't come to your mind, Marilyn Monroe did. Why?
Because you see a lot of, oh gosh, I didn't want to get off topic of it, but I mean, let's be honest, a lot of that look with the lashes and the stuff that she was doing back then, a lot of sisters wasn't really doing back then, and that's how it more looks nowadays. You see the sisters doing, especially the ones that actually have the blonde hair and all that stuff, and and lashes and makeup.
So you want a black woman who's going to take on the features of a white woman in order for her to be feminine? She has to put on blonde hair and lashes and stuff. So ultimately, she has to mimic a white woman in order to be seen as feminine?
No, not at all. No, not at all. Maybe I phrased it wrong, but I'm actually agreeing with you when you make that statement. When you tell it collectively, black men think they have a higher status up or they have a higher look. I just use that example, not because of me personally, but I know collectively.
It's the first thing that came to your mind, though. Like literally, when you thought about femininity, the first thing that came to your mind.
Oh, DeAndre got me cracking up. He said, "Yeah, bro." He walked into that with the Marilyn Monroe comparison. You don't know how bad he shot himself in the foot. Cynthia G go have a fucking field day with him.
Was this woman who literally, mind you, it's not just a woman, but it's a white woman whose behavior is this. It's on the lines of what black men said they don't want.
Yeah, she suffered on the Kennedys. Yeah,
right, but she's the first one that came to mind when you thought about a feminine woman. Why do you think that is?
I did not think of her I didn't use her as an example.
No, you did. You said a feminine woman. You said like Marilyn Monroe. You said Marilyn Monroe, and she also had a lot of surgery, and black men claim that they only want women who are natural. Marilyn Monroe wasn't natural, and she wasn't really submissive either. So
that was a rebellious thought rocket of a bitch. She was the furthest thing from traditional, and that's something we see in the passport bro community as well. They preach this femininity and traditional women overseas, but they're exclusively going to places where where prostitution is legal and they're paying for the pussy and dealing with a whole bunch of ratchet hoes. So yeah, I mean they do one thing and say another. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the next thing that I want to bring up that I have to say I definitely agreed with when I came across this. Let me bring it up here. She's going to discuss kind of the unwillingness for black men to raise children on their own, but black women clearly have no issue doing that when it's their turn to do so. So let's get into a little bit of hypocrisy, if you will. And actually, I'm sharing the screen incorrectly. Let me make sure we got the audio as well. And away we go.
Two things are going to come to a black woman's mind if a black man isn't taking care of his children. Now, that's beginning to change, but generally, this still holds true for a lot of black women. So a lot of black women are going to think that there was some external force that's preventing this black man from providing for his children. So she will say it's either mass incarceration or welfare or some kind of systemic injustice. And many black women still do believe that a black woman won't allow a black man to provide for his children because many black.
And I see what y'all be talking about. Her voice, right? Yeah, her voice is like nails on chalkboard. I mean, I be having to turn down the volume. I'm like, God damn, I don't know if her mic settings are just too loud or what it is, but Jesus, lady, just work on the vocal inflection. It's just high pitch and monotone the whole time, and then we ain't even gonna touch on the weave. We ain't even got that's low hanging fruit. We ain't got to talk about the bang. We ain't got to talk about the horsehair. We ain't got to, I grew up with black sisters. I mean, I understand the usage of weave and everything, but god damn it, can you get a different weave? At least Melanie King be switching from the Medusa wig to the white girl wig. Like, god damn it, you got the same wig on your head for like 8 years straight. Bang ain't moving. Eyes look dazed and confused. Just please, I beg of thee, switch it up a little bit. I mean, do a natural hairstyle, do some kinky curls, do some anything, some twisties, some cornrows, anything. Jesus, just switch up the bayang. Switch up the bayang, I beg of thee. Lord have mercy.
Women are black male identified. And look, we understand why black women have been conditioned to worship black men. It just is what it is. So those are the things that come to a black woman's mind, but that's not true. And I think that black women literally need to start paying very close attention to what black men.
Come on, Geneva says I wear weave. You wear weave, but you wear it better than her. God, hey, if this is you wearing weave in this picture, guess what? I can't really tell that's weave on your head. I can't really. I mean, and I grew up with sisters who got weave and everything, so I kind of have a trained eye, so to speak. How come y'all tell me I got fucking goddamn donut powder on me? Your boy was eating some of them white powdered donuts. I got the donut powder on me. I didn't even check your boy or nothing in the chat. Yeah, if that's weave on your head, girl, that weave is doing what weave is supposed to do. It's supposed to look natural to a degree. It's supposed to blend in. This ain't it. This is not it. It was never it. 8 years ago wasn't it. 6 years ago wasn't it. 4 years ago wasn't it. 2 years ago wasn't it. I think she has the financial means to get a different hairpiece unit, bundle, sectional, frontal, whatever the new verbiage is. I mean, Geneva, help your eagle out. I think y'all refer to her as an eagle of sorts. Help the eagle out. Y'all need to pull her coattails and say, "Hey, girl, listen, let's just switch up the wave a little bit. Let's switch. Let's get some new on your head."
And are doing not just with you as a black woman, but with other groups of women, and stop paying attention to his weak excuses. Because the bottom line of it is that black men can petition the Supreme Court multiple times to end anti-miscegenation laws, then black men have the ability to petition the same Supreme Court in order to change child custody laws in their favor. It just is what it is. If you've been considering homeschooling or feel your child is not thriving in public school,
oh shit! Leo says, "How she sound like a senior teenager?" Oh damn! Oh damn! The chat is undefeated, y'all. The chat is undefeated. The chat. Hey, and I understand your sentiment with attacking looks being the last resort. And it's not even that I'm attacking her. I'm just being observant. I mean, this is the first time I came across this woman. I'm watching her content. I went back and looked at videos up to 9 years old, and that bang ain't never moved. The hair unit looking stiff, the eyes looking crazy. I just call it spade a spade. And I do it for all sides and all angles. I done called out the niggas tonight, and I done called out the ladies tonight. And I'm just saying, hook y'all sister up. Y'all ride for Cynthia so tough. Y'all should have been let her know about that Aries. Y'all should have been said, sis, that's not it, sis. That's not it. Don't you know these manosphere dudes is looking for low-hanging fruit? Don't you know the least you can do is fix the bayang? Okay.
And people fight for what they value. So if black men are not fighting for the right to be in their children's lives more, or if black men are not overcoming the obstacles that they think are in their way, it's because they simply do not care. And this video discussion is going to show you that they don't care. So I want to go ahead and say thank you to everybody who sent me content. If you want to contribute, the email is in the description box, pinned to the comment section. If you haven't already done so, thumbs up the video, share the video.
And we got some sensitive ladies in the chat talking about why y'all worried about hair. Because we want to marry you, black women. Because we want to have the black nuclear family and all this protep, hopity, hotep, black shit. And we can't do that if y'all out here with the synthetic weaves, okay? Can we at least do some 60, 70 shit and have y'all just wear y'all natural hair? Can y'all get out of these European, Western ideal beauty standards? Because I bet you it would increase your sexual marketplace value, so to speak. God damn it, we don't care how short your hair is. Just don't let it be plastic and unmoving for 9 years. Come on. And no, it is relevant because I roast motherfuckers. When I did a stream on O'Shea, I roasted him for being an egg-headed ass, ugly ass motherfucker face only a mother could love. And I also countered his talking points. Fresh and Fit, I roast them for being some closeted homosexual Arab immigrant racist motherfuckers, and I pick apart their talking points. But nobody is above reproach. No one is beyond the grasp of this roast. Come on now.
Subscribe to the channel. When you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the notification bell so after the video.
You had that child. What was it that made you let the child stay with her? Why didn't you, as a man, as a father, say, I'm going to take my child. I'm not in a relationship with you. I care for my child. I want my child. I'm going to take my child and I'm going to raise my child. Why is it that you let the mother keep the child? What? What? First of all, the mother. I don't think that's an option. No, I gotta say that ain't no motherfucker. Hold on. For one, let's get this straight. If my daughter mother was a motherfucking drug addict, a fucking alcoholic, all the only reason? Yeah. That would be the only reason. Because for one, if your child mother is doing very well for themselves in a stable environment, got their own, whatever the case may be, who's just doing good for themselves, why would you not allow your child, your first of all, daughter, then why would you not? Stop. No, I'm not. First of all, when it comes to nurturing, the child mother, if she's in an excellent condition to nurture, ain't no motherfucking way I'm taking my child away from my daughter mother if she's in an excellent condition to nurture. Why are you looking at it as taking away? Because
yeah, this is an interesting dynamic they're bringing up. Interesting dynamic indeed. And why is he looking at it as taken away? And who said anything about abandoning your child or not being in their life at all? We're just talking about who the child primarily lives with. So come on now, this is a perfect example of a Pookie, of a Dusty, of a Ray Ray.
You're not taking.
Hey, I kind of am on the fence about even calling them trash bag bandits. I think that's kind of too far on the side with bullet bags and shit. But Pookie and Ray Ray for sure. Pookie and Ray Ray indeed.
The child away. You're taking the child to live with you instead of living with the mother. That's not taking them away. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Because you're still.
Come on. Latero says, this not a Pookie, this a regular ass black man. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. You must be late to the party. I already established, to the dismay of many black men in the chat, that the majority of black men in our community are degenerates, are Pookies or Ray Rays. They're not upper echelon. They're not successful. They're not career driven. So yes, that's a Pookie and a Ray Ray, and that does make up the majority, unfortunately. Come on now. Oh, damn. Okay. Trash bag bandits refers to them leaving a woman's home with only trash. Okay. I can use the term trash bag bandits. Okay. That doesn't have any racist undertones. Okay. Goddamn. Let's go. But another thing I wanted to highlight before we start getting into the things that were very deplorable. Let's hear her check one more dude because of, we can't even just say his preference, but because of how he uses his preference as an excuse to degrade black women. Come on now. He got an obsession, they say. They say he got an obsession. Let's get on into it. Here we go. Found it.
Look, her father produced a daughter. I thought his daughter was fine. I got her pregnant. I spent some, and that is what it is. It is what it is, brother. And
so why do you have to go to the system?
Because me and his daughter broke up, and we had a horrible breakup, and she wanted to keep our child for herself.
Right, and she made it hard for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Right now, so here's the thing: what is your problem with black women then? If a white woman to do that to you,
I don't have a problem. I've never had a problem with black women. I've dated black women in the past. I just have more of. I just like Spanish. I'm down here in Texas, bro. These damn Spanish girls is coming with, and I like them.
No, come in with what? I'm sorry, come in with what? Come on with what?
Bro, I like
That sounds like Taz exclusive. He said these Hispanic girls is coming with it, and I just like it. God damn it, this motherfucker had a tostada for the first time in his life, y'all. This motherfucker got some carne asada tacos for the first time in his life, y'all.
I like they
This motherfucker done tasted some horchata for the first time in his life. He said that's finger looking good. Oh Lord. Maria, Maria. You remind me of a West Side Story.
It sounds like they coming with L's. What are they coming with?
Oh shit.
I did take an L. You're right. I did take an L.
Right. So what are they coming with, bro?
Well, that was that one I took an L with, but there's been other ones that I haven't taken L's with. Right. I took an L with that one, and I speak on that L I took, and then I'm fine with that, and I grow from that L.
So, but what I'm saying is, like, if you're not happily married, building with children, you know, the whole American dream concept with these women, I don't see what is there to celebrate. I mean, we're talking about L's, bro. I'm getting beyond that shit, bro. Like,
okay, so I took an L. I took an L for one of my. I overplayed my call with the Spanish bitches and took an L. I give you that, bro. 100. I give you that. I give you that, bro.
So ain't it time to leave them alone?
He like, nah.
Right. You see the mindset?
You are like black. See, y'all trying to box black men in and say we can only date black women, and that's sad, bro. Black men can date blonde hair, blue-eyed Becky's. We can date.
Bro, do you not damn. How come he had to jump straight? Oh, Pookie, Ray, Trash Bag Bandit, Passport Bro, or Chata Lover. Why is he trying to really act like they're being shamed for their preference? And then the first thing he says is we can date blonde hair, blue-eyed Becky. It's not that you're being shamed for your preference. Here's the difference, for example, between a successful black man that's not a fucking degenerate and you. We both date outside of a race, but guess what? If anybody asks me, hey, why did you date this Jewish woman? Hey, why did you date this white woman? Hey, why did you date this person from this ethnic background? Guess what? I can actually cite concrete reasons for doing so. You niggas, when they ask why you with Becky, why you with Marisol, y'all can't really say anything other than what you hate about black women. Somehow it has to tie to what black women are lacking somehow. I mean, come on. Let's see if he can actually bring up some concrete points of what he likes about Marisol.
You are like black. See, y'all trying to box black men in and say we can only date black women, and that's sad, bro. Black men can date blonde hair, blue-eyed Becky's. We can date.
Bro, do you not understand that?
You can take an L dealing with black women too. You can be put on child support dealing with black women too. Trust me, when I go down to the Dallas Family Court, it's a bunch of damn black women that hold them positions. So they don't care about me as a black man down there either. So what I'm saying is I try to help the community outside of these jobs and professions and all that other shit, like with basic life support and being able to be an essential primary care provider for your neighborhood. I want to see black men and black women do good, even if I don't particularly fall in love with a black woman. I don't feel like I have to be married to a black woman to want what's good.
Sound like he's reading from a cue card, y'all. Don't look at the teleprompter so hard when you're reading it, brother. Come on. And Victor, thank you for the contribution, brother. Appreciate you. Victor gets a few bombs, as always. Let the bombs go. Come on. Let the bombs fly. Let's go. We just warming up, y'all. Don't worry, there's a lot of things I disagree with. I'm going to drag Cynthia G for filth at some point in time. I'm just trying to provide balance and nuance, something you guys are not familiar with in this YouTube space. So right now, we're still covering what I agree with Cynthia G, but boy, oh boy, in just a little bit, we're going to get into what I disagree with as well. Just hold on to your horses.
Good for black women.
But you don't feel, bro, so you don't see yourself as no type of representative of anything?
Representative of what? I represent myself, and look, I like my snow queens. I like white women. Ain't no problem with that. And I like Spanish chicks too. You know, it is what it is.
Snow queens, man. If you don't knock it off,
But so here's the thing, bro.
If this nigga just say snow queen, y'all, I've dated many of white women. God damn it, I'll dox myself. My baby mama is white. I ain't never referred to no white women as snow queens. Jesus fucking Christ, these niggas is lost in the sauce. These niggas finally get a Becky and they think that they done hit the lotto and they don't realize she more akin to that bitch off that Get Out movie. She got some evil intentions for you, boy. The family don't like you. You ain't really invited to the cookout. They ain't fucking with you. Really, half the time Becky fucking on you to just stick it to dad because dad's racist and she knows it'll get under her skin for her to be fucking on a black dude. So come on now. You really gonna call him a snow queen? That's your Elsa? Oh Lord.
Like the Spanish women you referring to are white too, bro. So you got to stop making this separation.
Look,
bro. You
right,
say you like white women.
Any person.
There's a black and brown coalition that means that black people and brown people can now make babies together and be together. I feel like y'all were trolling me by jumping on my name and the fact that I like white women because I ain't even pull up for that.
Right, I know that, and that's what's disturbing though, bro. Is because you like this is like your actual thought process, and I wish it wasn't. I wish you were trolling. Like your name only came up because if you're building, you can't build anything in my community.
Hey, first of all, just
listen, no, brother. Black community does not need the type of building that allows for that type of understanding, bro.
He ran in the finesse game. I feel you, Avo to God. He said, "Hey, my snow queen, let me get the debit card and the keys to your whip." Hey, snow queen, so are we staying at your mama and daddy's cabin in the woods this weekend? Oh, not the snow queen, y'all. Not the snow queen. Jesus Christ. Oh,
like,
Lord.
To say you don't have any desire to be with or like, because like when I don't even think you respect black women.
Hey, I'll dox myself some more. I'll keep it all the way $150. I done some pandering to white women before, but I ain't never called them a fucking snow queen. And put a 1 in the chat, brothers, if y'all have done this as well. If you dating a white chick and you trying to gas her, the most that I'll pander to a Becky, the most I'll gas her up is I'll lie to her and tell her that booty look big. Come on, y'all. I ain't calling her no snow queen, no. But when she asks it, if this pants make her booty look bad, oh, I'll lie with a straight face. I'll lie with a straight. Oh, yes. You gotta get. Oh, well, wait for this. That's so big for the cub on a booty. Goodness. Oh, lie like a motherfucker, but I ain't calling him no snow queen. Jesus.
Like, it's just that's what it sounds like.
Nah, I respect my mama, yo. She never had a problem out of me.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's wonderful. I think that's good for her. But
my mom never had a problem out of me, yo. My mom.
Sound like you have something against black women, bro.
Let me tell you something. I've been a real good son to my mom. I don't have no problem with black women. It's just I choose a date who I choose a date, brother. This conversation getting lost, bro.
Because it is. So let me ask you a question,
though, bro. We still at the gate, bro. We can't even get into the conversation.
So let me ask you a question, Go, because I think that this will solve this problem. Let me ask you this question. Do you believe that black people in America are sick?
No.
Large in part. So you don't think the African American people.
Like, God get somebody up here for you that believe that shit, though. Hold on, I got you. When you kind of just jumped to your mom, it was kind of like, damn, bro. Like, I wasn't asking you about. I was kind of asking you about dating per se, not your mother, but your response was that you love your mom.
Well, like, a lot of times, because
real interesting, y'all. Real interesting indeed. But ladies and gentlemen, the last bit of info that I want to get into while we're on the subject of things that I do agree with. Let's go ahead and get into this next footage here. Cynthia G is going to discuss, did welfare take black men out of the home? Let's get on into it, y'all. Let's get on into it.
Reconstruction. Let me see if I can probably make this bigger so you guys, let me make this bigger so you guys can see it. Now it should be bigger, it should be easier for you guys to see it. So we're going to go into this quote, because over here they're just talking about how the system of slavery worked, and we know that they're talking about the Sambo and things of that sort. So it says, extending this line of reasoning, psychologists point out that slavery in all of its forms sharply lowered the need for achievement in slaves. Negroes in bondage, stripped of their African heritage, were placed in a completely dependent role. All of their rewards came not from individual and
oh yeah, let's call a spade a spade. Any nigga that allows himself to be excommunicado from his own home for a couple $100 check from Uncle Sam is a bitch-made nigga if I ever did hear or see one before. You gonna tell me you couldn't be more successful, you couldn't be more productive, you couldn't advance your career, you had to put your woman in between a rock and a hard place to where the couple hundred, a few hundred, measly little check and the free milk she get on Wick is more than you're providing? Jesus Christ. I can't relate, y'all. I'm sorry, I can't relate. I was raised by a productive, successful single father. My 4-year-old go to private school, got private swim lessons. I'm taking him to tomorrow, every Saturday. Let's go. So for me to ever think that a man would allow himself to be kicked out of the home, out of his family's living situation over a couple $100, ooh, that's some trash bag bandit shit if I ever did hear some, yeah.
Initiative and enterprise, but from absolute obedience. So they're already telling you that through the process of putting Black men on the plantation, and they're going to say this multiple times in this Moynihan report, the goal here is to make Black men submissive, docile, and obedient. And that's basically what they are to men of no color now. So we already know that goal has been accomplished. But anyway, it says a situation that severely depresses the need for achievement among all people. Now,
the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government.
We know Black men have no desire to achieve, so we know they've already depressed Black men's need for achievement. He doesn't, Black men don't really care to achieve anything. It just is what it is, except getting sex from non-Black women. It says, most important of all, slavery vitiated family life. And vitiated means obliterated it. It changed it, it destroyed it. That's what that means. Now, I haven't seen this word before, but you can look at context clues to find out what vitiated means. And I guarantee you, if I look up the definition of vitiated, it's going to tell you what I said that it was.
If you've been considering homeschooling or feel your child is not thriving in public school.
God damn it, I don't know if she's trying to buy her way to heaven, but at least she's promoting some Black enterprise, some schooling for the youth. I mean, I ain't seen you manosphere niggas endorse nothing but some fake ass dating packages and online courses and consultations and shit. Come on now, come on.
Owners neither fostered Christian marriages among their slave couples nor hesitated to separate them on the auction block. The slave household often developed a fatherless, matrifocal, mother-centered pattern. So what you see right now with the woman-headed houses, this was a dynamic of slavery, not feminism. What do they say broke up the home? Feminism broke up the home. Feminism, then we take welfare, then we took welfare, that broke up the home. No.
That's exactly how you niggas sound. To everybody who isn't a beta male cuckold Black woman hating incel. That's how y'all niggas sound. Oh, feminism. Oh, it was welfare. Oh, weaves, eyelashes, city girls, hot girl summer. Oh, no accountability on the man's part. Just like some of you women don't want to take accountability for your wombs, but I don't want to stir that hornet's nest again.
Patriarchy was already established on that plantation. It was established, and they're going to say that again. So it says the Reconstruction. With the emancipation of slaves, the Negro American family began to form in the United States on a widespread scale, but it did so in an atmosphere markedly different from that which has produced the white American family. The Negro was given liberty, but not equality. This is why I tell you guys, saying that the civil rights movement was trying to seek equality, it wasn't. Those are two separate things. Liberation is one thing, equality is another thing. Assimilation.
I done turned it down a few times, y'all. We just gonna have to put her on mute. That's the only thing that's gonna work. I turned it down, y'all turned it down. It's still too damn loud. Cynthia, if we can offer you some constructive criticism, do something new with the hair. Don't just do the bang or the head wrap. You know, do something to at least get a third or fourth option in there, darling. And please work on the voice and the high pitchedness. And you don't gotta be falsettoing every time you talk. Come on now.
Is another thing, and integration is another thing. They are not to be confused. If Black men are seeking integration, that is something completely different from equality. It is not my fault that they don't know the definition to the words that they use. So I'll say it again. Black men never sought equality. They sought integration. It's not the same thing.
Oh, my shot is undefeated. Oh shit. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where you at? Gamer baby said it's like she's yelling at me. Don't you feel like you in the Marines in boot camp and she just lighting your ass up? Like you feel personally? It's like, shit, what did I do to you? Cynthia, inside voice, relax. And I'm sorry, I ain't never met a Black woman by the name of Cynthia. I don't know if that's a historically Black name or what. The only Cynthia I know is Angelica's doll in the Rugrats, y'all. Let me get a one in the chat if y'all know about that, Cynthia. Come on.
But anyway, life remained hazardous and marginal. Of the greatest importance, the Negro male, particularly in the South, became an object of intense hostility and attitude unquestionably based in some measure of fear. Now, we will put emphasis on some measure of fear, because you have to speculate as to what was the measure of fear. Did they fear that Black men were going to beat them up? No. They ain't fearing that, because they already told you that putting him on the plantation made him obedient and submissive. So that's not the fear that they have. When Jim Crow made its appearance towards the end of the 19th century, it may be speculated that it was the Negro male who was the most humiliated thereby. The male was more.
Hey, maybe I'm just uneducated. I ain't never met a Black woman by the name of Cynthia. I ain't never met a woman, period, by the name of Cynthia. I know she in her 40s. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. Not nobody named Cynthia. I'm telling you, the only Cynthia I know is that raggedy, scraggly haired Rugrat doll that Angelica possesses. And yes, Phil and Lil is the gang right there. Phil and Lil, that's right. Don't forget about Tommy, though. Gang, gang.
Were likely to use public facilities, which rapidly became segregated once the progress began. And just as important, segregation and the submissiveness it exacts. So this is why you keep seeing the theme of submissive, obedient, docile, because this is the goal for Black men. They were wanting to make him submissive and docile. It's surely more destructive to the male than the female. Keeping the Negro in his place can be translated as keeping the Negro male in his place. The female was not a threat to anyone, okay? Now, this is the report that Black men used to prove that welfare and feminism broke up the Black family.
Manosphere Negroes, I've heard y'all use this a lot of times. I mean, come on. Cynthia got some points. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into some of the negative things that I've heard from Cynthia G. Let's segue into what I disagree with. I mean, you see the title, you see the thumbnail, don't you? Cynthia G exposed genocidal hypocrite. What did Mike see? What did Mike unearth? What did Mike find to make me draw the conclusion that she's a genocidal hypocrite? I'm going to read through the chat for a moment. Take your best guess. What do y'all think I found? that was concrete evidence to show that she is a genocidal fucking hypocrite. What does the thumbnail say? What does the thumbnail say? Savior of black women, question mark. Destroyer of black men has a period. Peep game, words matter, punctuation matters. What did Mike find? What did Mike unearth? What happened during my findings to where I said, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Y'all talking about a baby daddy. Y'all talking about a Dusty baby. Y'all talking about a Robert Perkins. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. But first, I got to make sure the math is mathing. First, I got to check on the likes because likes are free after all. I know the likes have to match the views, y'all. Let's go. Let's see if the math is mathing. Oh, the math is not mathing. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to get into the next segment, we need to get the likes up to 300 or we need a contribution on the Cash App or PayPal. Until then, the show will not go on. I'll play that Celine Dion again and have the stream suspended, goddammit. Hit the like button, y'all. Likes are free. Get the likes up to 300 or drop something on the Cash App or the PayPal. Come on. Come on. First of the month was just yesterday. Some of y'all got 5 on it. Come on. It takes a village. Let's do this. Let's do this. But while I wait, let's do a little bit of tether dance.
It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. It's the government. It's the government.
Yeah, anti-hyena squash. The first of the month was yesterday. Come on now. I know how the checking and the savings work, okay? I'm hitting y'all right after the first, okay? This is strategic. This is strategic.
Booyaka, booyaka, run, run, run. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 boom. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, run, run, run. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 boom. Government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. The likes are up there, but you know what? We can go ahead and proceed with the show, courtesy of the Marriage Cave. Thank you so much for contributing to my sister's GoFundMe. Let me drop a bomb for you. They say, I donated to the GoFundMe. God bless your sis. She's lucky to have you as a bro praying. Well, I thank you so much for the warm sentiment. And if any of you guys don't know, my brother-in-law is currently fighting for his life in a coma right now. And my twin sister is pregnant with her first child. So as you can imagine, it's a stressful situation to say the least. So I've been promoting her GoFundMe campaign. I believe a link is pinned to the top of the chat, and then Nightbot periodically puts it in the chat as well. And once again, I just want to thank everybody who's been contributing and helping my family through this trying time. And it looks like we got a super sticker from Latiero. Latiero, I wonder what's
It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government. Booyaka, booyaka, run, 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 booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, 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 run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, run, 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 booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas, booyaka, booyaka, government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the me go ahead and do it for myself. Let me go ahead and do it for myself.
Let's go. So for me to ever think that a man would allow himself to be kicked out of the home, out of his family's living situation over a couple $100, ooh, that's some trash bag bandit shit if I ever did hear some, yeah.
Initiative and enterprise, but from absolute obedience. So they're already telling you that through the process of putting Black men on the plantation, and they're going to say this multiple times in this Moynihan report, the goal here is to make Black men submissive, docile, and obedient. And that's basically what they are to men of no color now. So we already know that goal has been accomplished. But anyway, it says a situation that severely depresses the need for achievement among all people. Now,
the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government.
We know Black men have no desire to achieve, so we know they've already depressed Black men's need for achievement. He doesn't, Black men don't really care to achieve anything. It just is what it is, except getting sex from non-Black women. It says, most important of all, slavery vitiated family life. And vitiated means obliterated it. It changed it, it destroyed it. That's what that means. Now, I haven't seen this word before, but you can look at context clues to find out what vitiated means. And I guarantee you, if I look up the definition of vitiated, it's going to tell you what I said that it was.
If you've been considering homeschooling or feel your child is not thriving in public school,
God damn it, I don't know if she's trying to buy her way to heaven, but at least she's promoting some Black enterprise, some schooling for the youth. I mean, I ain't seen you manosphere niggas endorse nothing but some fake ass dating packages and online courses and consultations and shit. Come on now, come on.
Owners neither fostered Christian marriages among their slave couples nor hesitated to separate them on the auction block. The slave household often developed a fatherless, matrifocal, mother-centered pattern. So what you see right now with the woman-headed houses, this was a dynamic of slavery, not feminism. What do they say broke up the home? Oh, feminism broke up the home. Feminism, then went to welfare, then broke up the home. No.
That's exactly how you niggas sound. To everybody who isn't a beta male cuckold Black woman hating incel, that's how y'all niggas sound. Oh, feminism. Oh, it was welfare. Oh, weaves, eyelashes, city girls, hot girl summer. Oh, no accountability on the man's part. Just like some of you women don't want to take accountability for your wombs, but I don't want to stir that hornet's nest again.
Patriarchy was already established on that plantation. It was established, and they're going to say that again. So it says the Reconstruction. With the emancipation of slaves, the Negro American family began to form in the United States on a widespread scale, but it did so in an atmosphere markedly different from that which has produced the white American family. The Negro was given liberty, but not equality. This is why I tell you guys, saying that the civil rights movement was trying to seek equality, it wasn't. Those are two separate things. Liberation is one thing, equality is another thing. Assimilation is...
I done turned it down a few times, y'all. We just gonna have to put her on mute. That's the only thing that's gonna work. I turned it down, y'all turned it down, it's still too damn loud. Cynthia, if we can offer you some constructive criticism, do something new with the hair. Don't just do the bang or the head wrap. Do something to at least get a third or fourth option in there, darling. And please work on the voice and the high-pitchedness. And you don't got to be falsettoing every time you talk. Come on now.
Is another thing, and integration is another thing. They are not to be confused. If Black men are seeking integration, that is something completely different from equality. It is not my fault that they don't know the definition to the words that they use. So I'll say it again. Black men never sought equality. They sought integration. It's not the same thing.
Oh, my shot is undefeated. Oh shit. Where's it at? Where's it at? Where you at? Gamer baby said it's like she's yelling at me. Don't you feel like you in the Marines in boot camp and she just lighting your ass up? Like you feel personally. It's like, shit, what did I do to you? Cynthia, inside voice, relax, relax. And I'm sorry, I ain't never met a black woman by the name of Cynthia. I don't know if that's a historically black name or what. The only Cynthia I know is Angelica's doll in the Rugrats, y'all. Let me get a one in the chat if y'all know about that Cynthia. Come on.
But anyway, life remained hazardous and marginal. Of the greatest importance, the Negro male, particularly in the South, became an object of intense hostility and attitude unquestionably based in some measure of fear. Now, we will put emphasis on some measure of fear, because you have to speculate as to what was the measure of fear. Did they fear that black men were going to beat them up? No. They ain't fearing that, because they already told you that putting him on the plantation made him obedient and submissive. So that's not the fear that they have. When Jim Crow made its appearance towards the end of the 19th century, it may be speculated that it was the Negro male who was the most humiliated thereby. The male was more.
Hey, maybe I'm just uneducated. I ain't never met a black woman by the name of Cynthia. I ain't never met a woman, period, by the name of Cynthia. I know she in her 40s. Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know. Not nobody named Cynthia. I'm telling you, the only Cynthia I know is that raggedy, scraggly haired Rugrat doll that Angelica possesses. And yes, Phil and Lil is the gang right there. Phil and Lil, that's right. Don't forget about Tommy, though. Gang, gang.
More likely to use public facilities, which rapidly became segregated once the progress began. And just as important, segregation and the submissiveness it exacts. So this is why you keep seeing the theme of submissive, obedient, docile, because this is the goal for black men. They were wanting to make him submissive and docile. It's surely more destructive to the male than the female. Keeping the Negro in his place can be translated as keeping the Negro male in his place. The female was not a threat to anyone, okay? Now, this is a report that black men use to prove that welfare and feminism broke up the black family.
Manosphere Negroes, I've heard y'all use this a lot of times. I mean, come on. Cynthia got some points. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get into some of the negative things that I've heard from Cynthia G. Let's segue into what I disagree with. I mean, you see the title, you see the thumbnail, don't you? Cynthia G exposed genocidal hypocrite. What did Mike see? What did Mike unearth? What did Mike find to make me draw the conclusion that she's a genocidal hypocrite? I'm going to read through the chat for a moment. Take your best guess. What do y'all think I found that was concrete evidence to show that she is a genocidal fucking hypocrite? What does the thumbnail say? Savior of black women, ? Destroyer of black men has a period. Peep game. Words matter. Punctuation matters. What did Mike find? What did Mike unearth? What happened during my findings to where I said, hold up, wait a minute. Wait a goddamn minute. Y'all talking about a baby daddy. Y'all talking about a Dusty baby. Y'all talking about a Robert Perkins. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. But first, I got to make sure the math is mathing. First, I got to check on the likes because likes are free after all. I know the likes have to match the views, y'all. Let's go. Let's see if the math is mathing. Oh, the math is not mathing. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to get into the next segment, we need to get the likes up to 300, or we need a contribution on the Cash App or PayPal. Until then, the show will not go on. I'll play that Celine Dion again and have the stream suspended, goddammit. Hit the like button, y'all. Likes are free. Get the likes up to 300 or drop something on the Cash App or the PayPal. Come on. Come on. First of the month was just yesterday. Some of y'all got 5 on it. Come on. It takes a village. Let's do this. Let's do this. But while I wait, let's do a little bit of tether dancing.
It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. The government. It's the government. It's the government. It's the government. The government. It's the government. It's the government.
Yeah, anti-hyena squash. The first of the month was yesterday. Come on now. I know how the checking and the savings work, okay? I'm hitting y'all right after the first, okay? This is strategic. This is strategic.
Booyaka, booyaka, run, run, run. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 boom. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, run, run, run. Booyaka, booyaka, run to you niggas. Booyaka, booyaka, boom, 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 boom. Government. The government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, the government, the government, it's the government, it's the government, it's the government.
Let's go, y'all. Let's go. The likes are up there, but you know what? We can go ahead and proceed with the show, courtesy of the Marriage Cave. Thank you so much for contributing to my sister's GoFundMe. Let me drop a bomb for you. They say, I donated to the GoFundMe. God bless your sis. She's lucky to have you as a bro praying. Well, I thank you so much for the warm sentiment. And if any of you guys don't know, my brother-in-law is currently fighting for his life in a coma right now. And my twin sister's pregnant with her first child. So as you can imagine, it's a stressful situation to say the least. So I've been promoting her GoFundMe campaign. I believe a link is pinned to the top of the chat, and then Nightbot periodically puts it in the chat as well. And once again, I just want to thank everybody who's been contributing and helping my family through this trying time. And it looks like we got a super sticker from Latiero. Latiero, I wonder, what's your ethnicity? Are you a conquistador? No, I'm kidding. But I do wonder. I mean, there's no avatar, there's no face. Latiero, let me know. Where are you from? Where are you from, Latiero? I get Antonio Banderas vibes when I say Latiero. I feel like strumming on the guitar, like a mariachi when I hear Latiero. But I digress. Jay Martinez, what's good? What's good? We got our Hispanic representation in the building. What's good? It's like he said, a conquistador. You don't know about them conquistadors? Come on now. Come on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get on into the next segment. The next segment being, of course, what I found on Cynthia G that had me go, what the actual flying fuck is she saying? Let's get on into it, y'all. Let's get on into it. I bring to the court of public opinion Exhibit A. Let's get into the first video that made me say, hold on, Cynthia. Hold on, wait a minute, Cynthia. Slow down, girl. Slow down, honey boo boo child. What you talking about?
A woman that she needs to be a single mother and go through the hardship of being a single mother in poverty, you're wrong for telling them
Who
that.
said that they would be in poverty?
Do what's best for them.
You're talking about two.
And I've heard this bullshit rhetoric parroted by her followers in my chat tonight. Who said that a single mother is automatically going to be raised in poverty? We know the statistics err in that side, but the alternative is murder. The alternative is aborting the kid and abandoning your responsibilities because you had no sexual discipline. Okay.
Things that I have experienced myself, being a single mother of a black male and have terminated my pregnancy. I have done both. So you are speaking to somebody who has raised her child alone and is going to school to be a doctor. Okay, so to tell me my son is a dusty.
Damn, and that black woman says, I've done both. I've aborted and I've raised a child as a single. Y'all, I don't know how to feel about this. I mean, I've never participated in aborting a child. My son coming to this realm was planned. It wasn't an accident. Y'all, I could never imagine being a woman and choosing to kill one child, but then later deciding to keep the next. I mean, How do you live with yourself? How do you live?
Easier if you had gotten an abortion. And if it would have been much easier to do that if you had gotten an abortion.
And it would have been much easier to do that if y'all could have got an abortion, would have got an abortion. Why do they think murder is their end all be all? Just like Cynthia wants to tell black women that marriage isn't your end all be all. God damn it, why are you promoting that abortion is? That murdering your babies is better than taking care of your response. That is better than not putting yourself in the position in the first fucking place. Jesus Christ, Cynthia. What in the Margaret Saint? What in the Nazi genocide? What the fuck are you talking about? For all the shit that the passport bros do, that the Manosphere Negroes do, I don't hear them talking no fucking genocide. Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. But we gonna get into it. We talking about some of the things that I heard that I definitely don't support. The rhetoric that made me say, hold the fuck up. And this next one isn't going to be a clip of her saying something exactly, but this is going to be a case study on the type of rhetoric she allows to be promoted. You see, this is going to be something on her channel, and this is a divester speaking on her channel. So even if Cynthia isn't saying it out of her mouth, God damn it, she's endorsing this. She's platforming this.
Absurd and delusional and super effed up. This is like the type of thing that would get me into a fist fight, and I'm not really like that. You want to bring that lady to church and help her meet Jesus.
Okay, so I think we're officially now into the divester or the divester adjacent camp. So I'm gonna play this for you, and we'll get your feedback. This is from a
oh no.
She doesn't call herself. You're like, what did I just see?
I already feel terrified.
Cynthia doesn't call herself a divester. She just rolls with divestors, just has divestors on her panel speaking some real Nazi white supremacist eugenist bullshit. Come on.
She doesn't call herself a divester, but she uses all of the divester talking points. And honestly, divestors sometimes go after her because they're just like, you're stealing all of our work, but you're just not giving us credit. But her talking points are pretty much what you would find on a open divester channel. Yeah, so let me play it just real quick and then we can go from there.
And the only reason I support aborting a Black child when it comes to it being male is because when I look at the Black community and the problems in it.
And why do these divester bitches specify the males? I wanna abort a Black baby, especially if it's a male. You couldn't have had a baby in the first fucking place without a Black male. You wouldn't exist, Black woman, without the assistance of a Black male. And if y'all wanna play the Christian game, if y'all want to take it biblical, you came from the man's rib. So once again, I mean, come on now, come on, let's just keep it a buck. So what kind of fuck shit is this? The Black male specifically, you want to specifically the Black male baby? What the hell? Pharaoh, let my people go.
It's associated with males and male pathology. When you talk about violence, it's associated with the males. When you talk about the women being forced upon, it's the males. When you talk about drugs, it's the males. When you talk about the fatherless children, it's the males. Every single problem that is happening in the Black community, you point to the males and then you have the culprit. So for me, I think that not selectively breeding is very irresponsible when you are the only one who has control over who gets to Earth. Your womb, it carries the person to Earth. So if you're the only one with that power, regardless of whatever he wants, I feel like if Black men want Black women to give birth to their children, then they need to act like it. They need to go out. They need to clean the community up.
Oh, Lord, here we go. And B, anybody that I've challenged in the chat to click the link, please click the link and call in when the time comes. But B, explain something to me, darling. Explain to me how in the hell a Black woman doesn't need a Black man to have a baby. Explain that to me. I'll take a puff. I'll wait. Explain to me. Are you talking about the conspiracy that y'all secrete semen from your bone marrow or that pseudoscience fuck shit? How do y'all not need a black man to have a baby? D, you got some splaining to do. Black women can have a baby with any man. And if black women keep having piss poor standards and the worst dating preferences out of any ethnic group, then it doesn't matter the ethnicity of your baby daddy. You still gonna end up aborting a baby because you're gonna be doing it on your own. So come on, come on, come on. And black women can't really just have a baby with any. Let's keep it a buck. White men ain't really checking for black women like that. Asian men ain't really checking for black women like that. Just like white women's preference isn't popularized as black men, just like they don't get a badge of honor for dating black men, these white men don't get the badge of honor for dating a sister either. So why are you acting like there's a whole bunch of Chad Bradleys that are just waiting to get some cocoa? I mean, come on now. Yeah, got real quiet real quick and then gave some bullshit about, oh, a different race. Come on. All right.
Need to stick around, raise their children, stop being violent, stop forcing themselves upon women, stop toe tagging us every 5.5 hours, and then we won't have a problem with having your children. If they were being responsible, this conversation wouldn't be happening right now.
So, okay, so these are the some of the
Oh my gosh. What?
So these are the lovely women who want to integrate into your community.
That woman wants to marry a white man.
Those are, so they will say, and this is how they get around it, right? Because they'll say either date a white
Becky about to tell Chad Bradley and all the boys, don't you date these Shaniquas? Those Shaniquas, oh Lord.
men because they don't toe tag, which is a euphemism for deletion, things like that, deleting people. Or they'll say, expand your options, marry these other races of men because they're not doing all the things that she just described. So they will openly encourage women to date out because they want them to.
And that white girl got a look on her face like, I know what you don't know. I got a little secret. My brothers, my father, the men in my community ain't checking for your black asses. So why is y'all even up there talking that dumb shit against your own black man? Oh Lord.
Get away from the barbaric boogeyman that black men are. So then my question to you would be, okay, women who are coming with that energy, do you think that would widely be accepted?
No.
In the white community?
Unless you marry someone who's into eugenics.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
honestly, like
even Becky can see the eugenics. Clear as day.
Absurd and delusional and super effed up. Super effed up. And it's like, it makes me a bit angry. Like, I could actually get into it with this lady.
Damn.
You probably would.
Like this is like the type of thing that would get me into a fist fight. And
Oh, Becky says she willing to box with the black girl. She says she will. Oh, is Becky who with the black man or something? I think I've seen somebody in the chat who said that the white woman is with the black man. I don't know, but she says she ready to go to fisticuffs. Okay. All right, y'all. Y'all got Becky unhinged.
Not really like that. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah, fair.
Like, you straight tripping, period. Like, to be talking like that about anyone, let alone people in your own community. Like, you have a ton of work to do, a ton. Like, you need to get off the platform and go to therapy.
Oh,
sure.
Becky. She said, bitch, I'm coming to your barbecue and I'm bringing raisins on purpose. Oh, go ahead, Becky. Go ahead, Becky. Do your thing, Becky. Do your thing. Do your thing.